But first, the future of technology. The Trump administration sitting down with top technology executives yesterday at the White House. CEOs from Microsoft, Alphabet, Oracle, Qualcomm, among those attending. It's all about ways to ensure American dominance in innovation. Joining us right now is Endpoint Technologies Associated founder and technology analyst, Roger Kay. Roger, good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, Maria. How are you?
So what is the answer to holding on to dominance in innovation in the United States? We know that China wants to be number one in AI, wants to be number one in blockchain technology, robotics, et cetera. How does the U.S. continue to innovate and keep that number one spot?
Yeah, I don't think the Trump administration is going to like the answer much because it has to do with things like science, which is the underpinning of technology, things like immigration, letting in people who can actually help the industry, and promoting basically the education, the basic education that will lead to the kind of workforce that we need here in the United States. So, those aren't what have been promoted by this administration. And I think that, you can't just stand at the bum of the goose and say, hey, where's my golden egg? You have to actually feed the goose.
Yeah, this is an issue that technology executives bring up all the time, that they want to be able to hold on to the people that they train, whether or not they're foreign or not. And they don't want to be able to have a scientist or an engineer come from Russia, come from China, work in their company, but then be forced to leave.
Right. So exactly. So there needs to be a little bit more welcoming, stance here on the part of our government. If you look at Silicon Valley, it is a very diverse place, and that is how this industry has thrived here in the United States. We have always been the beacon for other countries and the smartest people in other countries who want to come in and make a difference in technology.
Yeah, but there are some tech executives out there who see regulation coming and they want it. Microsoft, for example, asking governments for laws that would govern the use of facial recognition. Microsoft specifically addressed privacy concerns with regards to technology. Earlier this week, I sat for an exclusive interview with the president of Microsoft, Brad Smith, joined me, and I asked him about regulation coming. Brad, what are your thoughts on potential regulation coming to technology and how we could see the industry change as a result?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. If you look at the last 2 or 3 decades, technology has raced forward, and frankly, we do need government to catch up. And I think we need a world where the U.S. government and state governments are actually moving a bit faster and even doing a bit more. When we look at a field like privacy, Europe has been leading the way in that field for 2 decades. We called 13 years ago for privacy legislation in Washington, D.C. and in Congress. And I think it's a good thing that we're seeing in 2018 other companies like Apple and Salesforce step forward to endorse this as well. If we have the right level of regulation, if it's balanced, if it's forward-looking, I think it can give the public confidence in its use of technology, and that's going to be good for the tech sector itself.
Don't forget this from the guy who runs the company that was under the government's gun pretty aggressively back in the 90s. Now Microsoft's out of the spotlight in that regard. But regulation, it feels, is coming. Guy Benson, let me get you in here. What's your take on what Roger is saying in terms of immigration, in terms of some of these barriers to keeping America number one in innovation dominance?
Yeah, and I agree with the point Roger's making about the importance of prioritizing some of these, keeping them here, people who are high-skilled workers who can help our economy. I just think the slight pushback to Roger would be the president's proposal that he's put forward has focused on prioritizing merit and skill, which I think would be a healthy thing for the economy.
Well, that's the thing, Roger. I mean, the president doesn't not like immigration. He wants it to be legal immigration, given the fact that we have a structure to get into this country legally.
Right. Well, H-1B1 visas are the ones that the tech companies want to take advantage of. And so inasmuch as the administration can smooth that process, then the tech companies will tend to be happy, without even addressing the rest of the immigration issue.
I would just say we have fewer foreign students coming here right now, fewer people coming here to graduate schools for PhDs. So the administration talks a lot about illegal immigration, but legal immigration is being squeezed too.
which is unhealthy in my view.
Right.
I think we all agree there. Roger,
Yeah.
good to see you this morning. Thanks so much.